apologize for that little delay. You haven't missed anything. Preston Sowell leads the inning off, and an error on the second baseman will give the Chiefs a lead-off base runner. Not really sure what happened. Had a little bit of a power surge or something. Caused us to lose connection. But we got it back as quickly as we can. Like I said, you didn't miss anything but a couple of pitches to Sowell. He ends up reaching on the E4. It's the first error of the afternoon for Father McGiveny. And Quincy Pratt will come to the plate now with one on and nobody out. He drags. It's foul. So 0-1.
I think that was a call or on his own right there.
Well, all right. So Chris just told him, I like it. Now get the job done. So I'm going to say it might have been either a pre-planned discussion, maybe before the inning started, or definitely he had the opportunity to bunt for a hit there. They'll pick off and see if Sowell's moving. He's not. If you get Preston to second, I could see running for him, but I understand not running for him before that time. This one's hit sharply to the third baseman. He makes a play, and it's a double play. So another one on the barrel that finds leather, and is quickly a promising inning. Now looks very bleak as Sowell was doubled off first. Braden Burford will come up with nobody out and two away.
Mama said it bees that way sometimes.
Burford with a 2-out single.
Of course we did.
Yep, just a couple of unlucky breaks there. So Leland Weldon with 2 away and 1 on.
Not that it's been super great, but without the double play, we were well on our way to flip the order in the 7th.
Yep, now you need another hit or 2 to be able to get the top of the order back up in the home half of the 7th. Weldon takes a breaking ball down, 1-0. Now that line drive don't play, that is it's just baseball moment right there. It's just a tough break because Quincy hit it about as hard as you could. This was hit sharply past the diving third baseman. Burford will round second. He will not try to get to third, and that was the right decision. And now Shaw Coley, who has found himself up in several big moments already this year, comes up in another one right here. And Hill, I believe, yes, Griff Hill will trot out to first base. He will actually enter the game for Weldon.
Big hit by Leland right there.
Yep.
A game like this, they're all big hits, but
well, you're looking at the 7. You talk about turning the lineup over. Now, at the worst, you'll have 9-1-2 due up in the 7th.
So one more big clutch Shaw Coley hit, tie this thing up.
Breaking ball, misses low. 1-0.
I don't think I'd make a very good umpire, apparently. I thought that was a pretty good pitch.
Here's the 1-0. Low, 2-0. would assume Coley will probably be very selective here. Breaking ball low. Now he'll probably, well, you know he's taking one. He might take two.
Father McGiveny dugout now starting to have a few moans.
And understandably so. Here comes the 3-0. And strike called, 3-1.
Still has to do that 2 more times.
Absolutely. And like I said, Shaw can't be afraid to take this one if he doesn't like it. Because the worst thing that happens, if you take it, is you go 3-2. Here's the 3-1 from Camp. Inside, ball 4, and they're loaded. So Jack Price, opportunity. And we're going to have a mound visit.
We talk about Jack, has had the greatest offensive year, but he's been one of the few that have found multiple barrels today.
Correct.
Had some bad luck,
Correct.
hit right at him.
Yeah.
But
yeah, some tough luck moments for Price for sure.
As far as being locked in today, he's proven just as worthy as anybody else in this lineup to be up right now.
So Father McGiveny will not make a pitching change. Didn't think they would. Count's really not up. So
no, Camp's been good today. We faced two quality arms today, which is par for the course. I don't know of any off the top of my head. I can't think of a bad arm we've seen.
No, I can't either. And I'll tell you the other thing about it is they've done it in different ways.
Yep.
Camp is more of a firm righty, while Kemp was a soft tossing lefty. So they're loaded for Price with 2 outs here in the home half of the 6th. First pitch swing, it's a jam job. It's going to be a tough play. And it gets by the shortstop on a wicked spinny hop.
Wow.
And the infield single for Price will tie this one up at 1 apiece. And they're still loaded for Trey Miller, who, again, we're going to try to reverse jinx him into a hit. Miller's 0 for 6. No, hit infield single last time. All right, dadgummit.
Well, it turned him on. That guy's momentum.
You're right. Now he's going to find another barrel. So it's 1-1. Now in this baseball game, that one misses outside, 1-0.
I tell you, as good a game as that shortstop has had.
That's a tough.
That's a weird play right there.
That's a tough break. That ball had a lot of spin on it. And as soon as it hit turf, it shot dead left. And this one's hit well to right center field. That's down, and that will clear them. And Trey Miller will have a chance to get to third. He will do it easily. It's now 4-1 Chiefs as Trey Miller with a 2-out triple to clear the bases.
Man just had to get warmed up.
Absolutely. So Trey Miller with a big 2-out triple with them loaded to clear the bases will bring out the head coach from Father McGiveny, and that will bring on a pitching change. Absolutely nothing to hang your head about if you're Camp. Camp, you have thrown an unbelievable baseball game through 5 2/3. But he will give way to his bullpen, will give way to a break, and tell you about the new pitcher when we come back. All right, so the Chiefs have just taken a 4-1 lead and have finally been able to get the starter Camp out of the ball game. As we mentioned before we went to that break, he threw an unbelievable game. This is number 6. I just had it pulled up.
Dane Keevan.
Dane Keevan. Keevan is a senior, 6'4" lefty, Monmouth College, which it says is also in Illinois, is where he will play his collegiate ball. And that one got out of the hand pretty good there.
So
0-1.
Oh, no, he looks the part for sure right here. So I assume he was ready for Trey's at bat. Do you think the first mound visit, Camp says
Bouncer,
is a
see if it
rollover?
finds its way
tough
through.
play.
Cole has a chance to beat it out, and he does. Oh, my goodness. Wow.
We're going back. Do you think Camp told him when Coach goes out there and he said, "No, give me the ball. I'm not, I want this. Give me another crack at it." You got a lefty ready to face two lefties.
Yeah.
Anyway, tough call there, huh?
Yeah, no doubt. Thought that was by a full step, but nonetheless, the Chiefs will take a 3-run lead to the top of the 7th. And that was exactly what the doctor ordered. We'll see Coach McMahon has come out to talk to the home plate umpire. There's going to be a pitching change, or a change of some kind. I won't say that it's going to be a pitching change.
I think Hayden's still in there. He's waiting on Ethan.
So there's scanning as quickly as I can. I don't see any changes so far as who has taken the field. So no changes ended up being made defensively. We'll step aside for just a moment for Hayden Smith to have his warm-up pitches here in the top of the 7th. All right, so top of the 7th. The Chiefs now on top 4-1. Hayden Smith will come on and try to get the last 3 outs and also snake a win here and be the pitcher of record if the Chiefs can hold on. Low.
Yeah, so Camp, after throwing a pretty good game, gives up the triple, 3 RBI triple. It's grounded out twice and walked. So they're going to need a couple people to get on.
Nice pitch. There's strike 1. And Brad Yunt texted us and said I didn't think about that. He was probably making sure or going ahead and re-entering Leland because, Griff ran for him. And I had actually forgotten that because all that action happened with two outs. So that's probably exactly what
Coach Yunt coming in clutch to the broadcast.
Probably exactly what was happening there. Most broadcasters would keep a scorebook in front of them. You try.
Most broadcasters could read the one they do keep in front. Apparently,
You try.
I don't keep up with all of them.
Brad's just good enough to do it from memory. Here's the 2-2. This one's hit
Ruh-roh.
well to right. Price retreats about 8 steps and is able to secure it for the first out of the 7th.
Fly ball caught. I think that, the wind has definitely died a little bit. The sun's going down and ball's starting to carry a little bit, as, Trey's ball proved.
Yeah, we got told over our shoulder by Mr. Johnston in a great call. He was like, that's about as far as you can hit one today, that ball that Trey hit, and he's absolutely right. That ball was
So speaking of,
tatered, as some would say.
just like Coach Dez did against South Walton, just, hey, come in, gave a little speech real quick, and hit a home run. Right before that inning, Mr. Johnson did come, take my pen, draw a big X on my sheet, said, we got to change something up right here. and next thing you know,
There you go.
we're winning.
Well, that inning went from promising to bleak real quick and then back to promising.
Yeah, he drew an X on my sheet. Like, he changed it. I don't understand the question. I just explained to you what happened, Jake. Everybody knows that did it.
And that's now 3-1. So, kind of tell everybody what to expect tomorrow. We will not play before 5 o'clock. This is a pooled in bracket strike 2 called in the outside corner zone. Expanded a little bit there. I agree that hadn't been struck many times today. Father McGiveny and Mumford, who's on spring break, will play tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock. Here's the 3-2. And it's up for a walk. If Mumford wins, this is a very summer ballish conversation here, but if Mumford wins, there will be 2 more consolation games awaiting the Chiefs, one tomorrow night and one mid-morning on Saturday. If the Chiefs hold on here and then Father McGiveny beats Mumford, it'll go to a run, some type of run differential, tiebreaker, whatever the case may be. So the Chiefs could technically still find their way into quote-unquote bracket play. And Hayden Smith is going to be relieved here by Connor Edge. So Connor Edge making his second relief appearance in about 7 days. He is traditionally a starter, but has found opportunities in the back end of a couple of games. He was really sharp this past Saturday against IMG. Of course, he was the hard luck loser in that one. He also closed out the win against South Walton on Friday night. So we'll step aside. Connor Edge coming on here with 2 outs left to get in the 7th.
Sweet.
All right, so with 1 on, 1 out here in the 7th, Connor Edge, as we mentioned, has come on to try to close this one out.
So Drew Kleinheider, 2 ground balls to third and 1-6-3 RBI. So 3 ground balls to the left side. And see if we can get one more right here.
Strike 1 called there. Breaking ball. Strike 2. Father McGivney's dugout gets a little loud because that pitch was not called in their half of the 6th. Here's the 0-2. Able to lay off that one.
Another good job by Barnes right there, keeping that ball in front.
Nice pitch.
Pretty good breaking ball from Edge there, just misses off the plate. Runs it to 2-2. Still 1 out, looking for this ground ball.
Ground ball to Cole. Here we go. Instead, it's a pop up to center. Burford, about 6 or 8 steps to his left. And there's the second out. 2 away now.
Now comes down here Justin Terhar. A single, 5-3, and an intentional walk. He's a big old rascal, too.
Yes, sir. I would hope he puts the shoulder pads on for my team if I was a high school football coach. Breaking ball, strike 1.
And just like all year, that's Edge's bread and butter right there. Throws mid to high 80s. You think he has 84, 86 pitches at?
Yeah, I mean,
Bump some 87s and 8s.
He bumped some 7s last Friday night, according to the radar gun there in South Walton.
And that's plenty velo when you can throw that breaking ball right there with it.
Absolutely, because it looks 90. Here comes the 1-1. Bouncer to short. Trey Miller to Cole Prosick, and that will do it for this one. Chiefs will win it 4-1. We'll be back in action tomorrow afternoon back here at Millington. Unsure of time or opponent, but we will let you know as soon as we do. Shaker's a nice bounce back. It was ugly, but at the end of it, you come out on top 4-1.
Kept fighting. Got the win, even the day.
Yep. Kept fighting, got the win. So the Chiefs split the afternoon. They go 1-1 in pool play, and then we'll await the result of tomorrow morning's Father McGivney and Mumford match up to see what happens tomorrow afternoon. So for Shaker Turner, I'm Jake Long. We will see you tomorrow night.